Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Futuhul Ghaib, The Revelations of the Unseen by Muhiyeddeen Abdul Qadir Al Gilani, Qaddasallahu Sirrahul Azeez. The 57th discourse. He, may Allah be pleased with him, said, all the different status of spiritual experiences are states of restraint because the wali or awliya Allah is commanded to look after them. All the different states of spiritual experiences are states of restraint because the wali is commanded to look after them. And whatever he is ordered to be looked after brings restraint. And standing by the decree of providence is invariably a state of ease. Standing by the decree of providence is invariably a state of ease because there is nothing there which one is commanded to look after excepting his own being in existence in the decree of destiny. And standing by the decree of providence is invariably a state of ease because there is nothing there which one is commanded to look after excepting his own being in existence in the decree of destiny. So it is necessary that the wali should not dispute in the matter of decree of destiny. So it is necessary that the wali should not dispute in the matter of decree of destiny. He should rather be in accord and not make any contention in regard to all that may happen to him, whether it be sweet or bitter. He should rather be in accord and not make any contention in regard to all that may happen to him, whether it be sweet or bitter. The states of experience are limited, so it is commanded that the limits should be guarded. The states of experiences are limited, so it is commanded that the limits should be guarded. On the other hand, the act of Allah, which is destiny, has no limits that are to be guarded. And the indication that the servant of Allah has attained the station of destiny, an act of Allah, and that is that he is commanded to ask for enjoyments after it is being commanded to discard them and keep away from them, because when his inside is emptied of enjoyments and nothing remains in him excepting the Lord, he is made at ease. When his inside is emptied of enjoyments and nothing remains in him excepting the Lord, he is made at ease and is commanded to ask and long for and want things that are his portion and which he is sure to receive and attain by his asking for them, so that his dignity in the sight of Allah and his position and in the favor of Allah, the Mighty, the Glorious, in the acceptance of his prayer, may become established. And to use one's tongue for asking in the matter of gifts of enjoyments are mostly indications of case after restraint and exit from all states of experiences and stations and from the strains of keeping within the boundaries. And if it be objected that this disappearance of the difficulty of keeping the law leads to atheism and exit from Islam and to dismissal of his word. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And serve your Lord till death comes to you. And serve your Lord till death comes to you. Holy Quran. My reply would be that this does not mean and does not lead to that, but Allah is very generous and his friend is very dear to him, so much so that he cannot allow him to occupy a position of defect and one that is ugly in the eye of his law and religion. On the contrary, he saves him from all that has been discussed and turns him away from them and protects him and keeps him alert and directs him to the keeping of the bounds of law. So he acquires protection against sin and keeps within the bounds of the law without any effort and struggle from himself, while he is not conscious of this performance on account of his being in the nearness of his Lord, the Mighty, the Glorious. Allah says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, thus it was that we might turn away from him civil and indecency. Surely he was one of our sincere servants. Chapter 12, verse 24. And he also says, surely as regards my servants, you have no authority over them. Surely as regards my servants, O Shaitan, you have no authority over them. Chapter 15, verse 42. And he also says, save the servants of Allah, the purified ones. Chapter 37, verse 40. O poor man, such a person is held aloft by Allah and is his object, and he nourishes him in the lap of his nearness and his kindness. O poor man, such a person of high esteem, he is held by Allah and his object, and he is his object, and he nourishes him in the lap of his nearness and his kindness. How can the devil, the shaitan, approach him? And how can evil and disagreeable things get near him? How is that you keep away from nourishment and pay your homage to position? You have said a bad thing. May such a vile and mean courage and faulty intelligence and wrong distracted opinions be destroyed by his all-comprehensive power and perfect kindness and wide mercy. And may he cover us by the coverings that are perfect, and may he cover us by the coverings that are perfect and able to keep off sins and to protect us, and may he nourish us by his perfect blessings and abiding favors through his spontaneous acts of kindness. The 58th discourse. He, may Allah be pleased with him, said, be blind to all sides and do not open your eyes to anything of them. Be blind to all sides and do not open your eyes to anything of them. And so long as you look at any one of them, the sides of the favor of Allah, the Mighty, the Glorious, and of his nearness will not be open for you. And so long as you look at any of the other creatures, excepting Allah, the Mighty, the Glorious, and of his nearness, and his nearness will not be open to you. So close all sides with your realization of the unity of Allah. So close all the sides with your realization of the unity of Allah and with the effacement of yourself, then with your fading away and your own effacement and that of your knowledge, then will be open to the eye of the heart. Then will be open to the eye of your heart, the side of Allah, the Mighty, the Great, and you will see it with the two eyes of your heart when it comes with the rays of the light of your heart and your faith and your settled conviction. At that time there will appear a light from your inside and manifest itself on your outside. At that time there will appear a light from your inside and manifest itself on your outside in the manner of the light of a lamp, which is in a dark night appearing through its orifices and loopholes, and the outside of the house becomes illuminated by the light of the inside. So the self and the organs of the body will feel at ease with the promise of Allah and his gift, to the exclusion of the gifts from others besides him, and of promise of others besides him. So have mercy on your own self, and do not be unjust to it, and do not throw it in the darkness of your ignorance and your foolishness, so as to look at the sides of creation and of might, of power or power of acquisition, and acquisition of the means, and so as to rely on them. For if you do that, all the sides will be closed against you, and the side of the favor of Allah will not be open to you by way of chastisement and retribution on account of your polytheism. In fact, accepting anything from others, in reality, polytheism in the eyes of awliya Allah. For if you do that, all the sides will be closed against you, and the side of the favor of Allah will not be open to you by way of chastisement and retribution on account of your polytheism in looking up to something besides Allah. So when you have realized his unity and looked at his favor and placed your hopes on him to the exclusion of all others, and have made yourself blind to all excepting him, he will make you close and near to himself, and will show his mercy to you, and will nourish you and feed you and give you drink and give you medical treatment and make you comfortable and bestow gifts on you and make you opulent and help you, and will make you a ruler and make you vanish from the creation and from your own self, and make you disappear, so that after this you will see neither your poverty nor your affluence.